Welcome back to Talking Dragon Age, the show where I talk about Dragon Age. Today we're discussing the Elvish language and the idea that it is inherently magical. This came up when I replayed Dragon Age 2 at the part where Flemeth is revived on Sundermount. A number of questions came up. Why did it have to be there? Moreover, why did Merrill have to recite an Elvish prayer for the dead in order to revive her? Well, we find out the altar where she was revived is a shrine to Mythal. In Act 3, we go back up the mountain and can optionally stop at the altar where Merrill says another prayer and talks about who Mythal is and her place among the gods. But the idea of words activating an enchantment of some sort is rare. I think it's talked about in the first two books, where mages say words to cast spells, but it's unclear how canon that is. I forget where, but I think it's explained somewhere that words can act like a focus that can help a mage, but aren't necessary. The only other time I can think of words being required to activate something are golems. For that matter, specifically Shale, who suffered paralysis after Wilhelm died. She was no longer compelled to follow orders, but the rod was still able to awaken her from paralysis once the command phrase was spoken by the holder. But let's look at the ancient elven society. No veil means fade all around them. They refer to spirits as brethren of the sky. The sky is used as a synonym for the fade fairly often. Solas describes magic being as natural as breathing. Scenes of memories of Elvenon are recorded in Virta Thara. Magic is everywhere. It was more than a tool. Magic was innate as grabbing something with your hand. Solas has a banter with Sarah where he says something interesting.
Aldathanas Elgara Masula Eva Venan. Excuse me?
Excuse yourself. Whatever you said and what I did, same difference to me.
I'd hoped, well, our people can sometimes feel the rhythm of the language, despite lacking the vocabulary.
Uh-huh. Know what else is good? Words that mean things. Like these. Words.
Then heed is Lhasa.
The idea of understanding meaning, despite lacking the vocabulary, is a real thing. Rhythm, gestures, inflections, all these things can communicate to us even if we don't realize it. But with elves, of course, it could be something more. In Genitivi Dies in the End, formerly Sister Laudine is explained to have synesthesia, a condition that's really interesting but hard to explain without going into detail. Some examples are tasting concepts, feeling words, seeing color in words, seeing feelings. In Laudine's case, Philium, a bard, describes her senses as swapping taste, color, and sound, a quirk she uses to identify character. This ability gave her an affinity for the Elven language, due to the language's structure. But notably, this ability did not give her an affinity for Qunari, meaning Elvish is unique. Her ability gave her an affinity for that, but not other languages. So rhythm and emotion are both tied to the Elven language. If it was developed before the Veil, that means stuff like emotion would, be intrinsically connected to it. So, I guess that's it. The language is used to revive Flemeth on a shrine to Mythal on Sundermount. Solas says the elves can sense the meaning of what someone is saying in Elvish, even if they don't understand the vocabulary. Like the way they describe it in Detective Pikachu, but I can't show you that for fear of angering the great and mighty YouTube. And formerly Sister Laudine's synesthesia gives her an affinity for the Elven language, but not other languages. So this was really short. It feels weird. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and like, and remember, Tala Nadas.